You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with a foot. One foot in front of the other and lead with a march.
Today we march. Today we march. Today we march. Today we march. We greet you today, January 19th, 2019, for this Colorado Springs Women's March, acknowledging that we're holding this event on what is still the occupied territory of the Ute people. We are today on stolen land. We're on stolen land. We're stolen people on stolen land. Though just as the Ute and other native peoples, indigenous people here in the past, here in the future, here in the present. Because this land is your land, indigenous people. We honor you today. We greet you today acknowledging that we're standing on the shoulders of Topeka. We're standing on the shoulders of Ann Hutchinson and Abigail Adams. We're standing on the shoulders of both Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Sojourner Truth. We're standing on the shoulders of Alice Paul and also of NAACP founder Ida B. Wells Barnett. We're standing on the shoulders of strong women today. So whether you've got on a pink pussy hat or a black beret, we love both. We love both. It doesn't matter as much as the fact that women still earn less than men everywhere in this country. It doesn't matter as much as the fact that women must still fight harder to maintain control of our own selves and our own bodies. It doesn't matter as much as the fact that right here in El Paso County, Colorado, it is too hard for a woman to be elected to public office. It's too hard. It's too hard. It's too hard. And so we come together. Today we march. Today we march. Today we march. Yes, I want to give way now to a fabulous coming together of women in our Women's March Choir. Diane McCrae, director, assisted by Mary Sprungerforth. This choir, welcome them now for Lead with Love by our sister Melanie DeMore.
You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with a foot. One foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with a foot. One foot in front of the other and lead with love.
Don't give up hope.
Don't give up hope.
You're not alone.
You're not alone.
Don't you give up.
Don't you give up.
Keep moving on.
Keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love.
Lift up your eyes.
Lift up your eyes.
Don't you despair.
Don't you despair.
Look up ahead.
Look up ahead.
The path is there.
The path is there. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love.
I know you're scared.
I know you're scared.
And I
into what is next for Colorado, for Colorado Springs, for the United States of America. 3 years ago, many of us gathered here today were out here 3 years ago looking, searching, seeking to find someone who understood, someone we could connect to, someone in this community who knew that this administration could not go unchecked. 3 years ago, many of us were looking to find others like us in this sea of red who knew that there was work to do. We were searching for people who understood that families needed to be protected, that love needed to be at the center of legislation, and that we could not sit idly by waiting for someone else to step up. And so we gathered. And then last year we committed ourselves again to not just organize, but to make sure that we elected people into office, people that we knew who could take back the House, who could take back our state, but who could also stand up for humanity, who could be decent when we saw each other, when we looked into each other's eyes, we gathered together.
No wall, no wall, no wall.
No wall. And this year we gather because the work continues. We gather because the work continues. The crowd size may not look like we anticipated. It may not look like 2017, but we cannot allow this moment to be the moment of our complacency, to be the moment of our silence, for us to rest on our laurels. Yes, we have changed history in the state of Colorado. We elected Jared Polis. We elected a Democratic legislature. We elected a Democratic Attorney General. As well as a treasurer, as well as a Secretary of State. But if we stand in this moment just to celebrate, then the work would be for naught. Today we march. Tomorrow we work. Today we march. Tomorrow we work. Today we march. Tomorrow we work. And we will support those that we have elected to carry our dreams forward. We will support those who stand knowing our values are to protect families, that our values are to make sure that people are not working and not being paid, that our values are making sure that regardless of race, color, creed, background, orientation, that your life is worth it. And so as we march today, I need each and every one of you to reach out to those who are not present right now and to remind them that the work continues. The work continues. The work continues. The work continues. It is my humble honor and pleasure to introduce someone who has been working for the people of Colorado for decades.
Yes.
Someone who continues to stand up for justice.
Yes.
Someone who continues to sacrifice in her own life, in her own family, to make sure across this state are cared for in a just manner. It is my pleasure and honor to introduce to you our Lieutenant Governor, Diane Primavera, who works. She works for the people of Colorado.
Thank you so much, Stephanie Rose Spalding, for that wonderful introduction. I met Stephanie when we were both on the campaign trail this last summer, and my only complaint about this rally today is that I have to follow her again because I'm not nearly as charismatic as she is. I'd also like to thank Rosemary Lytle, the president of the Colorado NAACP, inviting me to speak here today. And thank you all of the organizers who put in the hard work to make this happen. Yeah. And thank you to all the women here today fighting for our rights.
Yes.
As Lieutenant Governor, I'm really proud to be working for this great state of Colorado. So I'd like to tell you a little bit about me for those of you who don't know. In terms of my involvement with women, I went to an all-girls high school. I'm the mother of 2 girls that are really successful. One's a nurse and one's an attorney. And my dogs are both girls, too. Before Jared asked me to be his lieutenant governor candidate, I led Susan G. Komen Colorado, which is a foundation that works for people with breast cancer. I'm also a breast cancer survivor of 30 years, and when I was in the first year that I was in treatment, I lost my job, I lost my health insurance, and my marriage crumbled under the strain of the illness. So I've spent my lifetime working so that patients could get what they have. Yes. Nice. So you could say that I have a fair amount of experience, thank you, leading women and raising strong women and being part of organizations that are led by women. And it's taught me one important lesson. There should be way more women in leadership roles. It's a much better model, and trust us. These last 2 years have shown us what happens when women put their foot down. Women across the great country said enough is enough. We rolled up our sleeves and we got to work. And because of your hard work, for the first time in our history, women are the majority in the State House of Representatives. Because of your hard work, we have an unprecedented number of women serving in the state legislature as a whole. And they're lucky to be serving with Senator Lee over here as well. Because of your hard work, we have more women than ever serving in the halls of Congress. And because of your hard work, we have an administration where half of the incoming cabinet are women, and the majority of our senior staff at the Capitol are women. We're half of the population, and we should be half of the representation, at least. Having more women in leadership roles is incredibly important because we bring our perspective to the table. But electing more women is only the first step. Now we have to take this faith that the voters have placed in us and, as Stephanie said, turn it into action. Because at its most basic level, this movement is about having a government that respects women and treats us equally, not just with words, but with actions. Yes. I can't tell you how many politicians, and many that I've worked with, who say they respect women, and then they disrespect us with their votes. Talk is cheap, actions speak louder than words. Which is why I'm so excited to be part of Jared Polis's administration. We're not going to just talk the talk, we're going to walk the walk, and we're going to lead on issues that are important to women. We know that as more women enter the labor force and assume leadership positions, traditional gender roles are changing and have changed. But at the end of the day, ladies, we know that the responsibility of running the household often falls on us. And as a single mom, As a single mom for the last 30 years, I know how hard it is to find the time to raise your children and at the same time provide for them. That's part of the reason why Jared and I are so excited about free, full-day kindergarten for every Colorado child. It's not just a smart thing to do, it's the right thing to do for our kids, our economy, and parents, especially working moms. We know that early childhood education helps kids develop their math and reading skills. We know that early childhood education can help close the achievement gap. And we know that offering free, full-day kindergarten will save parents money today and will save taxpayers money in the long run. But one of the most underappreciated parts of our plan is that it will give parents more flexibility, especially working and single parents. Free full-day kindergarten means that parents can return to the workforce sooner, helping them provide for their families, not to mention the macroeconomic benefits that will be felt by all Coloradans. That's also why we're pushing for paid family leave at the state level. And we're working on a solution for Colorado workers. No Coloradoan should have to choose between getting a paycheck and caring for a sick child or an aging parent, or caring for themselves. Right now, there are 9 countries in the entire world where there is no law mandating paid family leave. And I hope I can pronounce these correctly. Suriname, Papua New Guinea, Micronesia, Tonga, the Marshall Islands, Niue, Nauru, Palau, and the United States of America. We are the only developed country on that list. That's a travesty. As we elect more women to the federal government, that's going to change. And I wish we'd have elected Stephanie Rose Spalding. But if there's one thing that we've learned, we can't sit around waiting for the federal government to get their act together. We're going to lead right here in Colorado. Let's get it done for Colorado families. And I'm proud to be leading Jared's administration's efforts to save Coloradoans money on health care. As a cancer survivor, I know how hard it can be to provide for your children and raise your children without worrying about whether or not you can afford your treatment. I'm proud to be part of an administration that trusts women to make their own decisions about their own bodies without the government getting involved. So today we're going to listen to the voices of women, especially women of color, and work to eliminate the barriers that these communities face to accessing reproductive care. But most of all, I'm proud to be part of an administration that respects women and that will make our state a better place for women. Because my daughters and my beautiful 19-month-old grandbaby, who is the prettiest baby that was ever born on the face of the earth, and all of our daughters and beautiful granddaughters deserve a state, a country, a world where they're treated equally. So thank you for marching. Let's get out
Thank you so much to Dr. Stephanie Rose Spalding, Lieutenant Governor Diane Primavera. Thank you so much for gracing us
and being part of
You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with a foot. One foot in front of the other and lead with a